I think we're live. I'm going to check my feed as well and see if it's on here. Let's see what happens.
You're watching Decorating Date Night with Troy and Dina. This is Season 2, Episode 3. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being a part of this fun date that we go on every now and then, where we come to your home and decorate some rooms, sometimes picking out paint colors, sometimes making suggestions for window treatments, sometimes knocking out walls. So it's a whole lot of fun. So, hi. What is today's date? We're in March
24th, I believe.
March 24th. Can you believe
2018.
that? Just got done with Snowmageddon 2018. Crazy storm that we had a couple of days ago. If you were on South Mountain with me in Braddock Mountain, glad we made it home safe, right? That was crazy. I think that was Wednesday that happened. Anyway, we're on our way to Dan and Katie's house to focus primarily on their kitchen, but to update the first floor. I've already been there, and we did make some suggestions, and she's already done them, and her husband loved it, so much so that they invited us back. So that's why we're going back tonight for this season 2, episode 3 of Decorating Date Night.
So Angela is on. Hey, Angela.
Hi, Angela.
And Dawn is on. Hey, Dawn.
Hi, Dawn.
And Julie.
Julie.
So we've got 3 on right now. If you feel inclined, you can share, and we can maybe increase the number of people who are watching, and then we can have some interactive comments. I'll do my best to follow along. Facebook has changed the interactive screen yet again, but I think I've figured it out. Every time we do an episode, Facebook has changed it.
Keeps us on our toes.
It is crazy.
So some things that we're going to be focusing on tonight's episode is updating. How do you take a space without spending a whole lot of money and just update it? So that's what tonight's focus is. So what we did last time I was there, just a regular decorating job, so to speak, what we talked about was how there was swags on a lot of her windows and panels. Well, swags are from like the 80s and 90s. So I said, lose the swag and you'll update instantly. Sure enough, did that, looks great. As it turns out, her husband has been wanting to do that for the longest time, and Katie was a little bit nervous. So with my prompting, the swags are down and everything looks that much better. So we're going to be looking at, I think, some different paint colors and the possibility of painting some kitchen cabinets, some suggestions for that, some different ways to maybe rearrange her kitchen, maybe add on some different cabinetry. So it should be a fun episode.
So see, Stacy Lynch is on.
Hi, Stacy.
Julie says, hey guys, she's going to have to jump off here in a bit, but she'll watch later. Have fun.
Cool.
Let's see, Alan is watching.
Hi, Alan.
Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Let's see who else.
816. Last time I went to the wrong house.
I think I've given a shout out everybody who's jumped on so far, at least as far as I can tell from this thing. So anyway, we're almost there.
Yeah.
Decorating Date Night is now about 13 or 14 months old. Season 1 is fully loaded up on our website, decoratingdatenight.com. There's no obligation for anybody that ever participates in Decorating Date Night to make any sort of financial commitment to anything. However, anybody who is interested in donating, is this us? Uh-oh, we're back up.
Last time I missed it.
Let's make sure we don't crash.
Well, last time I went to the wrong house. Beep, 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 beep.
Is this legal? Is backing up legal?
Yes.
We're violating the law? Anyway, we encourage people, if they want to make a donation to the Marriage Resource Center. In 2017, we were able to have, I think, $3,000
over
$3,000
yes.
go to the Marriage Resource Center.
Uh-oh. There's another car coming.
At us?
How does that? Yeah. How does that work? It's a smart car. I don't know how smart that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Flying down the road, but
these little clown cars have never struck me as being particularly smart.
Who is that? I wonder.
I don't know. Oh, and Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Hey, Liz. We got Peyton's card in the mail.
Yeah, thank you for that sweet thank you note. Are you supposed to say thank you for a thank you? We did receive it, and that was super cute. Alrighty, so here we are. They've got this great, beautiful house that they moved into not too long ago.
Wow, they got barns on top of barns back here.
Yeah.
There's a garage barn there. More back.
I'm going to back in, I think, because it'd be easier to get out later. Such a pretty view, right?
Liz says, hi, Troy. Hi, Dina.
Hi. Okay. Oops. And they know that we're coming Facebook Live. I already forewarned them that we show up Facebook Live. Not to be scared.
Scrolling, making sure I'm not missing any.
If you have any questions along the way, Troy's going to do his best to try and catch me when I'm maybe in the middle of a thought. That's always been a little bit tricky for us to figure out. So that's the goal, is for us to interact with you on this decorating date night. Our date is your date too, and we're thankful that you're along with us. All right, are we ready to go? I'm going to get some things out of the trunk too. So
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Gonna jump out.
Things, yep.
Look out.
Yep.
Hope I'm not giving you vertigo.
No, we're going to go to this back door right there too, I think. Yeah, we could try that door.
Oh, you gotta bring all this stuff in too. Want me to carry it?
If you can carry this one, those are my paint colors.
All right.
It's kind of heavy.
Paint colors.
Okay. And we are ready to roll.
I'm sure. Okay. Looks like we're still live. They haven't cut us out. Hey, we got. It appears to be a problem-free Facebook experience
Don't even say
so
that.
far.
We did pray before we came. Hi there.
Surprise!
I'm Gina. How are you?
Dan,
Nice to meet you.
you.
Hi, Dan. Hi.
Dan, hi, I'm Troy.
Dan Court.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Great. So Katie's got her shirt on already.
Oh, look at
The
that.
official decorating date night with Brandina's shirt. Thank you for modeling.
Of course.
Wonderful.
I didn't want to let you down.
I-
I was so
Girls
happy to
asked,
get this
why are you
shirt.
wearing
Oh, and what's the
that
puppy's
night.
name?
Sugar.
Hi, Sugar. Hi, Sugar.
She's a tinkler, so.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, you get kind of
We have a
excited and
tinkler
tinkle.
dog, too.
Yeah, when you. Oh, you're showing something. You smiling? Are you smiling?
Hysterical. I've never
I've
seen
never
a
seen her
dog.
do that
Are
either.
you smiling?
Be good.
No.
Oh.
Good
She's
job.
she's
Oh, is she
tinkling?
tinkling? I'm so sorry.
You tinkle when you lay
Hi,
down?
baby.
That's talented.
Hi, baby.
How are
You're
you?
beautiful.
It's the tinkle rug, at least she's
Aw.
on. She's on like the tinkle rug.
Oh.
So cute.
Yeah, Sugar. You like to get some sugar, don't you, Sugar?
You're on
Yeah.
Facebook Live, puppy.
What kind of a dog is Sugar? Do you know?
Set her, come on, up.
Oh.
Very nice. Oh, you're very cute.
Oh, I know you're beautiful.
A English setter.
Okay.
Yeah,
She
well,
wags
we
her
got
whole
her.
hindquarters when she wags her tail.
You're so.
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
smell my
She's a runner.
angel?
Hey,
Do
Sugar,
you
you want to
smell-
go outside? Do you want to go out?
She's like, I already went.
Okay.
What do I need to go out? I already went.
Outside all day.
That's true. I'll leave her in.
Okay, so
where do you want
you
to
tell
start?
us where you want us to start.
Okay.
First of all, we're going to kind of get an overview of what the things that you're wanting to work on.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, so let's come into the
Go to the
kitchen.
kitchen. Come on in.
Oh, how pretty.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Do you guys, if you're hungry, there's snacks. So,
Look at that.
Oh, she's the hostess with the mostest.
Oh,
You're
olives.
so sweet. That's Troy's favorite.
Wow.
He loves olives. Well, here's the
Yeah.
funniest thing. So here's a little date night behind the scenes. When we were dating, I can't stand olives, which is ironic because I'm Italian. Oh, what Italian doesn't like an olive? So he told his mom as a joke to put an entire bowl of olives out when I went over to dinner to meet his mom for the first time. So we sit down and I'm the only one who has a bowl of olives and I'm like,
Oh, that's not all. She
and a
couldn't.
glass of milk.
She
and
says
I'm
a lactose intolerant.
So, and of course, me not catching on to the fact that this is a joke.
Yeah.
I was trying to be polite. I was like, how do I do this? I'm going to get sick. I'm not quite sure. And then finally, they all start laughing. And I was like, oh, yeah, that wasn't funny.
Kind of an odd combination.
Right? Oh, yeah.
I
Why
like
would you
your
have...
family. I think that I would enjoy that sense of humor. I love jokes like that.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
They're all kind of like that. Okay, so now we're
Okay.
in the kitchen, the heart of the home.
Yep.
So what else is it that we want to talk about as far as tonight?
Colors for the family room
Okay.
would be great.
Yep.
And kitchen,
Okay.
definitely. And capturing some of the ideas we love, some of the things we spoke about
Yes.
last week.
Okay, so you tell us what ideas
Oh,
we
yeah,
talked about that
you
you
got it.
loved. And that
Well-
way we can kind of use that as a springboard.
To begin, my potato sacks are now off the windows.
Okay, explain.
So,
in
we
case people
moved
don't know.
into the house a year ago. We haven't changed a thing. And
so much better.
there were these burlap bags. They were like were
They were designer burlap.
designer
They were
burlap.
designer
They were
burlap.
1989, and they were kind of a maroonish brown.
I nailed it. I said the 80s and 90s. Her house was done in the 80s and
And they
90s.
truly had that fabric look
Right.
of like a potato bag,
Right.
a sack. So they were over all of the here. So we love that suggestion to just get those off, open it up. You know, it's brighter in here. We already
Do you feel
like
the difference?
feel.
Does it feel
Yes,
brighter and
it's
just
already
lighter
brighter.
and
You
fresher,
know,
right?
The first 2 days, I was depressed. For one day, I was depressed because it felt empty to me. I was
Oh,
like,
interesting.
you know, in my mind's eye, I was
Sure.
just used to seeing
Right.
window decorations, but now I love it.
Okay, good. Now, once you get
Okay.
some color on the wall, which is what we're going to talk about tonight, it'll warm up the space
Right.
and you won't feel depressed anymore
Great.
because it'll bring color.
That's what I
Okay.
told them.
So, exactly.
right.
Oh, see? Dan's already a designer.
Yes. Love the blue, the anchor blue.
Yes.
Let's pick that.
Okay.
Blue for the
For the island?
island.
Okay.
And the cabinets cream.
Yes. Okay, good deal.
And we'd like to take that to the ceiling.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea,
Love
right?
that. Yep.
Take that to the ceiling. New hardware.
Perfect.
If you have a suggestion for a countertop, I think we're open to that,
Yeah.
even though we may not have to do it right
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't. You don't. You can do that whenever. Yeah,
But-
absolutely.
This would be easy easy fixes.
You could even potentially paint your countertops. There is Formica paint,
Oh, really?
Okay.
which is a way cheaper way to go. So if you want to do this in phases, and then when you save up enough money and you want to then rip them out and do a granite or a whatever type of solid surface that you want for
Right.
your counters, you could do that well. As well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah. And you could even just do it in phases in the sense of just do the
Do
center
this first.
and then worry about the out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That'd be
that's.
I think I'd want this a different color than that anyways.
Yeah, you could definitely do that because you're doing the base a different color.
Mhm.
So that would actually be nice. And the other thing you could do, which would be really pretty, is pick, as far as your paint color, something so close to this. So this almost just disappears
Yeah.
and it becomes this crisp, very clean, traditional look. And then you've got this wow for your island.
Mhm.
And then your island becomes the main focus,
Yeah.
which is kind of fun because that's the gathering
that.
place anyway. It's where you
Right.
do your food prep. You've got your bar stools here. So that
Yeah.
might be fun.
The only thing I have is I don't know what to do with that.
As far as
I'd like to be able to use it for something else.
The desk area you were talking about?
Yeah, like the cabinet. Like
okay,
And that
I'd like to
cabinet.
have it as for at least right now for the nice dishes. Like we don't
gotcha.
have those out.
Yeah,
think about
you
that?
can absolutely do that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Not functional, more decorative kind of thing?
Yeah, because we don't have a place to
Absolutely.
put you know the fine china that was given to
Absolutely.
us by
Mm-hmm.
grandparents,
Yeah,
like
sure.
heirloom
Yep.
stuff.
And the other thing you could do, which is nice about this, is it looks like it is different pieces. So you could literally take this completely off the wall and do open shelving and display your china that way,
Okay.
Oh, I
if
do
you
like
wanted
that.
to, and do some behind and then some stacked. Just depending on what you want to do. The other thing you could do, if you didn't want to get that involved, is just take these doors off,
Right.
and then this becomes again more just
Okay.
a display.
Gotcha.
So there's just some different options you can do. Do you want to keep this or lose this?
I think we're gonna probably lose it at some point because
The
That's
desk area,
gonna-
right, is
that's
going to
gonna be
be.
an office.
Okay. So the other thing you could do then is literally, oh, you know what would be kind of interesting,
What?
is if you took from here over completely out and got a piece of furniture that is a china buffet
Oh yeah.
and
That's
kind of
true.
it in. It creates flow throughout the house.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's something that you could totally do. And now I guess it would be okay. I'm looking at your floor and I'm wondering if it goes underneath.
I don't think it does, but I have.
You have enough squares. Do you think you have some extra?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you're gonna need them. One other thing that Katie and I talked about.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
not
tell
sure
it doesn't go
if
underneath.
she shared this with you. Troy, I don't know if you can get a shot of this. I like to create lines and natural lines, and you'll notice that this island jets out into the walkway. So what I would do is lose this one piece, which is easy because there's actually a seam, so this is one piece. Cut it off here, and then it's lined up with your walkway. I don't you'd have to even move your sink, because your sink would just be at the
We would
end.
just lose our trash.
You would
can.
just lose your, or you could repurpose the trash to another,
That's true.
maybe over here, I don't know if you use that those drawers as much.
Not a lot.
Okay.
Right.
So you
actually,
could,
you're right about
you
that.
might be able to literally swap this for that.
Mhm.
We'll put a recycling in.
Yes, you could
Garbage.
totally do
Because
that.
right now it's just a garbage.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's one thing. And if you're getting rid of this anyway, if you're going to be doing just the center island, now's the time to do that. So you know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
Because you'd be reconstructing that anyway, so then you could pick your
Right.
surface for here. And I don't know if you have a bend towards a material, if you wanted to do a granite or a solid surface
So
or a
we, did,
butcher
we had
block.
silestone before,
Okay, and you liked that?
which worked out really well.
Okay, so
What
you could
do
do a
you-
silestone.
What do you think about butcher block on top of that, and then a solid surface over there? Is
You
that
could. Because
not
I
really-
will tell you this, that butcher block, as beautiful as it is a lot of upkeep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It ages unevenly, so you're constantly having to oil it and having
Oh.
to, like, that kind of thing.
Oh.
That's not good.
I
No, that's not
know.
happening.
That's not
good.
That's not
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, you know,
I
and
think
it's
my solid surface, it had pattern in it because you
Yeah.
can see all the
You
crumbs.
could
I mean,
absolutely.
oh, this is great.
Yeah.
This is my kind of.
and you can do a solid surface, two different ones. You don't have to. You could do
Yeah,
a different.
What would
You know.
suggest? Like,
I mean, you could totally
I like
do.
this.
I like that
cream
being
or the-
cream solid.
Uh huh.
And I like this being a focal point, something other. I think that would be pretty, you know, especially with the
Okay.
blue gray.
Okay.
So I think that would be gorgeous. Now, as far as the cabinets are concerned,
Yes.
one thing we talked about is building up. You'd have to measure. They might actually have ones that are that you don't even have to custom. They would you just slide them above, pop off the molding,
Oh yeah.
and then just sit it on top.
What do you think about raising them a little bit?
Oh, this
Uh-huh.
was the question. Yeah.
Okay.
Raising
Because
it a
I
little
feel
and
kind
then
of-
doing like a really
'cause
big
I feel
molding piece, so that it's.
Constrict, like,
I
feel
gotcha.
like I don't
So
have
you
a
feel
lot
like
of
you don't
room.
have a lot of underneath room.
Right, I
They
feel like my
are
head's
You absolutely can do that. That's
not raise
just,
them a lot, but
Right.
enough that maybe you just put a crown molding on top.
sure. You could totally do that.
So you would get maybe 6 more inches.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
at least
And
this
that's
much.
and the real thick molding is more your style anyway, because I know that from you and I talked, you like the traditional. And the traditionals are the big chunky ornate moldings. That would be beautiful,
Okay.
and that would totally, absolutely be gorgeous. And I still like the idea of doing everything cream for here, just for the surround. I just think it's crisp. I think it'll really show off whatever color you pick out for the walls. It'll just be that much better. I think just really, really pretty.
I
But
like
just
that.
know that if you go higher, that top shelf might be a little more difficult for you to get to.
Yeah, but
Right.
you're not short.
I'm
That's
not. It's true. I'm not. And
I mean, that's easy. I can even reach that, and I'm shorter than you.
I think this is lower. This is
It-
lower
it-
than my old house.
Yeah, it is lower
It
than our
does
house.
look lower than our house too. It
'Cause look
does
how
seem
low.
lower.
Because
Look how low this is.
that's
Yeah.
like the
You
I have
workspace
a hard
there.
time getting.
Oh, how do you-
It's
So
it's impossible.
interesting. I hadn't thought about that. That
Yeah.
really is lower. So they must have had people who were shorter in stature that lived
Maybe.
here.
That's what we think.
And
It must
then,
have.
yeah, so they did it custom for their
Yeah,
height,
that could
which
be.
makes sense.
Now, would our cabinet
Uh-huh.
folks,
Right.
would they do that kind of work?
Oh, sure.
And they would
Oh,
say
sure,
if
they
that's a
could do
good
that.
suggestion
Absolutely.
or okay,
Oh,
so
sure, they would know. Yep.
good.
Absolutely. I had forwarded you.
Yeah, oh
okay,
yeah,
you do
yeah,
have
we're
that.
happy.
Okay.
We
I
would
just
we'd
wanted
like
make-
to put that
Yeah,
call
and it's
in.
Oh,
really
yeah.
not that hard. We actually had to do some stuff at our house, repurposing, moving cabinets around, and I'm not the handiest guy in the world, and I was able to take cabinets down, mount them back up. So it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Seems
not.
like so. It's
Yeah.
huge.
It does.
They're just
You
screwed
don't
into the
think-
studs. It,
Oh.
You
Okay.
you just need somebody else to help you.
Right.
It's more than just a one person job. You need to anchor, hold, be able to find the stud, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So yeah, but other than that.
Would you all like a glass of wine?
oh, sure.
Yeah, sure. Wow,
You
this
look
is
at-
like
you
a
like-
date night. Wow.
I know it's a real
Like,
date night.
white or red?
Whatever you have open. We're
Yeah.
really
I
not
have
picky.
red right now. I think I
Okay,
have,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Yeah,
all are
that's good.
drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good.
fine.
Okay.
So Kathy's checked
I-
in.
I'm-
Sally,
There's-
Gail.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Gail.
Yum yum yum.
Uh,
This is
Todd,
good. Oh, I love raspberries. Those are great.
Christina. She says hi and happy date night.
Thank you.
And Gail actually says, hi guys. And Angela says, oh, she had to drop off for a minute, but she's back.
Okay. Let me just. Look.
Carl is watching. Hey, Carl.
brother?
Yeah, I think so.
Hi.
Yeah, we are live.
Okay, so
Alice?
so this is kind of what I was talking about with Katie. See the big chunky mold?
Yeah,
Katie?
we like that.
Perfect. So this is kind of the idea. Here, I'll show you. So this is the big chunky molding that's going to go on top, and that gives you that real traditional feel.
I think it's going to give us a little more height than
It definitely does. It brings your eye up, and so when you have the chunk up top, it raises your eye to like surface. Oh wow, what's going on up there?
Right.
So it kind of brings everything up. And
I
makes it
love
feel.
that ceiling.
Isn't that pretty?
Yes.
Yeah, the co-feared ceiling. That's
But
beautiful.
that's like
Do you think that would
that's
be?
like 11-foot ceiling or something.
Would that be too much in here? Or?
You could
Yeah.
do
Well,
well.
ceilings
No,
are
no, no.
lower.
You could do that idea. It's kind of like that, but what I would do is thinner molding.
Yeah.
So just
Gotcha.
more of a chair rail depth as opposed to the real thick chunky, because it would just add some. Do you remember my dining room? Do you?
I can't picture it, but I know it.
And I
was
did the molding
a
on the
statement.
ceiling,
You cut,
and I did it myself. I
see
just
it.
used just
Yeah.
regular molding, and I did it in the ceiling. I did a pattern, and it draws your eye up. And we don't have the tallest ceilings,
Yeah.
but it just brought
I
enough to
love
bring it
that.
some
Okay.
texture and just some.
Yes.
If you ever want to come over, you know,
Detail.
you guys can
Okay.
come over and I'll show you. But it's
Great.
easy to do yourself.
Wow.
Now this space might be a little bit more difficult just
Yeah.
because it's a
I'm
bigger
cons-
space.
I'm concerned that even in our dining room, where the ceilings are a hair taller than this, I think, and it does bring weight to the room.
Well, I would
It
just
draws
do
your
it-
eye up, but it makes the room to me feel squattier.
See,
but it's a
but I
formal
would-
dining room, so it
But
works.
they could do it just in their
Just in the
dining
room.
area.
Just in the dining
Just
room.
in the dining area.
okay.
Yeah, that's
And
not
what it
bad.
would do would just kind of frame out this space. And you can do the squares, or you can do, you know, kind of a tray type of an
Uh-huh.
idea, whichever you wanted
Yeah,
to
that's
do.
kinda
that
cool.
would be beautiful.
I like that
I
idea.
You
like
had
that
that
idea.
kind of
I do too. I love all those details and like
Oh,
little
we
things
did.
that are set apart.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cabinets.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So that's
Love
definitely an
that.
idea.
Okay.
I should be
Let's see
writing
who else
these
is on
things
here.
down.
Let's see, so
Okay,
Katie, I
so
think,
again, there's
Mish.
your thicker,
Oh yes.
which is nice.
Yep.
The thicker molding.
Up
This
against.
was the color cabinets we had in running room.
Okay. Okay. Is this me or is that?
Either one.
Okay.
I poured them, and they're our picnic wine glasses.
Oh, gotcha.
So they're
Perfect. So if I
Yeah,
smash
they're
them,
plastic.
Mine.
Sorry.
no,
All my
please.
wine glasses were smashed by the kids.
Oh no, I was gonna say I didn't
So
do
I
it.
stopped. I was like, I'm not buying anymore.
Right, right. I can't keep doing this. Let me just find a pen. Do you have a
Yeah,
pen?
yeah.
I do.
Okay.
Or
I
did
can't
you
seem to
get
find
it?
that. Because I'll just write down some of the ideas we were talking about. If there's
Oh,
any
and I-
questions.
Yeah, I meant to grab. Let me grab one.
Now we've had shout outs, hellos, and watching.
Did you
and,
drink out of this yet, honey? Or
Yes.
oh, okay. So then this
and
is-
date night, and happy
Thank
date
you.
night, all that stuff, but no
Okay,
questions.
so we're gonna raise the cabinet. So
But I have a
this
question.
in
This
the
floor
kitchen.
is staying, right? So all the colors
Right
that are
now.
Yes.
selected have to go with this.
Right now, yeah.
And there's a golden like foot
It was a
bar
foot-
thing.
Yeah.
Is that staying?
I gotta tell you,
Probably.
that
right
is
now.
back in mixing the golds with everything. Gold is now the new hot thing. So if
Wow.
you do a brass, I
Yeah.
would keep this, but then
Okay.
we're gonna do all the Aura bronze everywhere else,
Right.
and it'll just be really, really pretty. And again, kind of the Aura bronze with your
And
bar
I think we're gonna
stools.
get different stools
Yeah.
because they need to be lower.
Sure. I was like,
yes.
I
Yeah.
don't sit here.
It just occurred to me. You got really skinny legs to
You're
sit up.
gonna like this.
Yeah.
It's barely works.
You know what
Yeah.
you could do for the time being
Huh.
is saw the bottom of the legs.
Is this a lower
You
than normal?
could.
height?
No, this is
Or these are taller?
36
What I-
inches is typical.
Oh, these are like bar stools as
We got
opposed to
other kitchen
kitchen
rooms.
Yeah,
stools.
because at our
You
other
brought it
kitchen
up.
we
You
had a
brought bar height.
The
That-
Gotcha.
The-
Gotcha. You did a
island came
stagger
up.
kind of.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Which
you know what I'm
could do.
saying.
Yeah.
The other thing I would do is since we're going to lose here, we're going to basically kind of. I would bring this out to more like here. So I would line it up with the end of the wall.
Okay.
Because visually, you've got the wall
Yeah,
space.
you can pick up another
You can pick up
6
and you'll
inches,
get
maybe something like that.
a little bit more.
So it's
room.
just the wall, huh?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
just right here. So you just pick it up, and I would do it not to here, but right to like here.
Okay.
And I think that would just for the top. And you might need to
Because
put
right now
some
it's pretty much
braces
in
underneath,
alignment
but
with
that's not a
that
big
door.
deal. You
but-
know, just the.
Probably with that cabinet, right? Is it in line with the countertops?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
you're thinking about losing that countertop, possibly, right? If you're
Yeah.
gonna do some sort of display thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Using that.
I would lose that whole thing. That would be great.
I think if you have an opportunity to make this island bigger,
Yeah, because
You would.
if you're like us, when you have people in your house, don't they kind of gather in here?
This is right where we are.
Yeah.
Many
So the
times,
bigger
yeah.
this is, probably the better.
Okay.
Here's the cabinets.
I'm not sure why we have living rooms and dining rooms anymore.
Well, it's so
And-
true.
Well, that was the dining room in there.
And
Crown mold.
we're gonna make this. Half of this is gonna go away.
So here's my
Um,
other thing.
So here, this was our formal dining room. I don't even have.
And
a
now
formal
it's
dining
an
room.
office.
Now it's kind of an office. I'll show you what we're gonna do. And once this project is done that I'm gonna describe to you, construction-wise, we want y'all to help us decorate. So this is our master bedroom. It was a study, so it wasn't a real master bedroom. So there's no closet and there's no bathroom. So we're in here, which is great, and we don't need the door, and we don't need the room next door. So we're gonna have a closet and a bathroom built in, but use this space.
Now, does Dina know this already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna move this wall to like
Gotcha, right,
here.
okay,
You get
sure,
the picture.
right.
So we'll lose that opening. This
Yeah.
will be bathroom on this half.
Oh, yeah, plenty
this
of
will be
space,
closet,
sure.
And then this will be my office.
Okay.
So it'll be a smaller
Yeah.
office, but I'll have that window. I'll have the wall here. I'll still have this opening. I'll get her thoughts on what she would do for doors there.
Yeah. Now, is your office going to keep the chandelier?
It's the chandelier. Anybody want a chandelier?
How long you been in this house?
So I'd like
A year.
this to be gone.
Okay.
Yeah, we were
Get
in
a double
Clover
oven.
Hill on Running Mead Drive.
Oh,
For
okay.
15 years.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm. So.
Yeah. It's a beautiful property.
Okay.
thank
Okay. So
you.
just
Somebody drove down at us by the way, in a little smart car. Is
Okay.
that-
So
Yeah.
like a cooktop.
He was picking up his
I
sister.
gotcha.
Oh, okay.
He was up.
Yeah, that would
She
be
was up here
my-
visiting with our girls.
Gotcha.
And then
Okay.
the oven would be
That's a
over
little
here.
car in
Then
there.
I would have
Yeah.
a double oven.
Yeah. So you ever have an
My
issue though
only
with people,
concern is
two cars trying to pass on the drive at the same time? Yeah.
It's only happened to me once.
Okay.
It's just good. My father and I were coming in, but it was on the flat
Because
part
this
of
is
the
now
driveway
becomes
near the road,
Mm-hmm.
so we could easily
If
get
there's
Right.
around.
Right.
But if you're like up here on this side,
Right.
all
Yeah.
right, going in the grass.
Yeah.
maybe on that side.
I'm trying to figure out where we are.
Double oven, that would be
Do we need to
too
catch
low.
up, or we're just
We're-
re-talking about what was already being talked about?
No, we're on to something new. One of the things that Dan was saying is turn this into a double oven, and I said if you do that, this is not typically your cook prep area.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
more of your display, and it just throws off the
Functionally,
balance
makes it
of your
tough.
triangle
Yeah.
a little bit. I totally get what you're saying. It is close to the sink, but it's not close to anything else. It's kind of on an island on itself.
Yeah,
that
that
makes
makes sense.
It's
Almost.
an idea.
Better off doing it. You can't do it next to there either. What about? So you wanted to do a separate cooktop and then a double oven? Is that what you're saying?
Just, it was a idea,
Okay.
because then I would gain drawer space over there
Right.
if I took away, stuff over
Right.
here. But, that
Let
might
me
not
noodle
happen.
on that, and then I'll kind of. But we're definitely going to eliminate the desk area, and then we'll just.
Yeah, because we're not gonna, I barely, now it's like a catch-all.
Sure. Well, that's what
You do a
happens
lot of
with us.
cooking
We
and
took ours
baking
out
and stuff?
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you? Okay.
Yeah, and we homeschool, so we're 3 girls.
Yeah, we're in the,
We're like
this is
3. I work out of the
we're in
home,
here
so we eat 3 meals a day.
24/7.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner,
Right.
Gotcha.
now.
Right. Right.
Date night.
Date night.
Date
there
night.
you go. All right. I'll have to think about the kitchen a little bit more and
Okay.
figure out where to put
But right
stuff.
now, it's just.
And that would be a later phase.
Yeah,
Right,
that'd be
right,
a
right,
I
right.
right.
definitely
Gotcha.
would like to do the big
The
facelift.
painting and yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that we're talking about.
Place with
Mhm.
display cabinet.
I like the idea of painting the Formica countertops too.
For now, it's so easy to do, and again, you can kind of get a flavor. Paint this a different color and do that the solid white, just to kind of
Right.
give yourself that. Oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of what it would look like, and then live with that for a little bit, and then when you want to really go full blown, then you go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So, okay.
That sounds good.
So we're gonna do that. Let me see if there's anything else in here. All right, I'm gonna have you look through
Yep.
this, see if there's any ideas that you like. I'm gonna start getting out my paint
All right, see
colors.
who else has jumped in. Let's see.
Hey, Kay, what happened to the? Oh, here it is.
What's up, babe?
Oh, you got those? Okay.
Was
So-
this the one you were?
So
thinking?
Joanna has
Or you already-
joined.
I actually have
Robin. Hey,
a
Robin.
lot of selection, but I'm curious to see.
Marissa. Hey, Marissa. So we've had a lot of people jumping in. No questions.
I marked. I put a little
But
X by
You
it.
can certainly ask
Okay.
questions.
Those are older colors,
Okay.
so I wanted to see if there was anything newer too.
Okay. Gotta find
We
it.
have a gazillion colors.
Oh, I love that warm yellow.
I know, isn't that pretty? I
Mhm.
love that color too.
I don't know how important the mudroom on the side here is, but this section seems like maybe this wall
Mm-hmm.
could be repurposed to be where the refrigerator goes or where a double oven would go or something like that. Or do you really need all that mudroom space behind that wall?
There's an extra sink back there, which is nice.
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm
You
just,
would need all that room, right? Like, because the other side's a countertop.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, the sink is nice in the for
Yeah.
the washer and dryer.
Right, yeah.
Space. Okay, gotcha.
The face.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm just trying to brainstorm and think.
But we don't use like that side a ton. I mean, it's kind of a nice to have. You know, I've got like different things in there for different seasons.
Gotcha.
And then the laundry.
Was it a gray?
It was, yeah.
It
I
would be
don't know, I wonder.
It was a gray blue. This is,
Anyway.
I was looking at the neutrals for the kitchen cabinets.
There it is. I think I
Okay,
picked
yeah,
one of those.
Yep, and that was actually the same line that I was looking in, so we're on the same page. Because that
Shades
looks
of
really
gray.
good with the floor. That might be too dirty looking. It's not quite crisp enough. Yeah, no, those are good.
So this is the big case I carried in at the beginning. This is where it holds a whole bunch of colors. How old are your kids?
18, 16, and 13.
Okay, so your 18-year-old going off to college next year?
Yeah, she's gonna go to Bible
And then on
college
the
called
wall-
Cape
That's
Ray,
times
which is in northern
darker.
England.
Oh,
Right.
just around the corner.
I know, right?
Wow.
We just got
really
back
You're not gonna
last
see it that
weekend.
much?
She and I went and visited,
If it's
and
too nerve-wracking,
It was wonderful.
you
It's a
could
great
do this,
fit
but
for
I'm
her.
really thinking this is
she'll
the
do
way
a
to
year
go.
there.
And then on the
So we went and
wall,
spent a
you
couple
do something
days,
that.
like stayed in the dorms
Okay.
and ate in the
Something
dining
that
hall.
far.
How do you know that
You
school
could do
existed?
something like
So one
that.
of our homeschool, her director,
Is
we're
that
part
right?
of Classical
Well, 'cause
Conversations,
it's
which is a
great
homeschool
before.
academy, and she's had a
So what I'm
teacher in
trying
there,
to do-
Aaron
see, I'm
Berry,
pulling
and
this
Aaron
part.
went
Yeah.
to Cape and
That's
Ray,
what I'm
and one of her
pulling
kids went to
part
Cape and
here.
Ray. So
I
it's
didn't
part
see
of
that.
Torchbearers
Oh,
organization,
absolutely.
which
Okay.
I was familiar with Torchbearers, but Cape and
I
Ray
would
Bible
go for
schools are
that,
all
but that's-
across the nation,
That's
or
me.
across the
I kinda
world,
get
like
bold
in
'cause I
different
think
parts.
And it's just a one-year program?
Yep,
And then as far as
yep.
your
So
Okay.
it's
And then what happens
The-
after that? She would
countertop.
yeah.
potentially
I know.
suggest, and she might go to a different school and continue her education, or she might just end it there and go into the workforce. Or
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
It's kind of unknown, and
Okay.
she talked about a gap year,
gotcha. Okay.
and we wanted to have an adventure, but
Is that
in
for the
a
cabinets
Christian
For the
setting.
cabinets
Okay.
And
for
so
the
when
counter.
this idea came up,
See how close that is?
we're
the
like,
Matterhorn?
let's go check
That's
that
really
out.
Okay.
And she's
And
always
that would be
had a love and affinity
nice
for England
with-
and London and
Look
just
at
the
that.
Okay.
British culture. For,
Okay.
you know,
So she
that's
likes
part of
rain.
it.
Okay.
Yes, right.
Again, you're not
Especially
on
when it's very Wuthering
this
Heights.
is,
And
as
it
far
was
as
like
this is on your
hills
base, and
and
now
sheep.
that's
Now, is your
the
16-year-old beginning to think
Right.
about
Done.
college life as well?
And
The
then-
same kind of track maybe in mind there, or something totally different?
She's really, yeah, she's
that's-
different. She is, they're very different
And
then-
girls.
and then the
Okay.
would be
I don't know
So
from
then
a
the lighter
career
gray would be on the
career
wall.
standpoint what stands out. You know, they both
This
have
is
talked
industrial.
about
The industrial or even
paralegal
that one.
Okay.
schools,
The industrial's pretty though.
bookkeeping,
Yeah, I think
you know,
that's
flexible
Right.
careers that they
Right.
could kind of put on the back burner for a family,
Yeah.
but then still
Very
make some
cool.
money.
You're the first parent when I've asked about their kids going away to school. You've mentioned a foreign country. So
Oh, is that right?
yeah, it's
Okay.
very cool.
Well, we were surprised. We never thought that
And then
anything
Yeah.
like that would happen. But
Yeah,
be on
that's,
your-
see, it's
that's
just
very
like
cool.
a time for her to
Cabinets.
kind of
Okay.
I think answer any questions that she may
has
have
enough depth,
about her relationship with God.
to make
Mhm.
it
Like
contrast
apart
with
from
the
our
white.
faith
Right.
as a
Sure,
family,
right, sure,
To kind
yeah.
of go
And
off
probably
and have time to
you know,
reflect and
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then-
there's some that say, the ages 18 to 25. In that window is when people are transitioning from what their family has trained them up to what they're going to end up having as their core beliefs and foundation. And
that's
so,
right.
yeah, it's important time.
Right,
So,
it
yeah,
is.
good for you guys for being thoughtful about it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, this is
Yeah.
good lighting, we can see. All right, so while y'all were just kind of
Yeah.
going back and forth, we made some suggestions. So what we're thinking is the powder horn
Okay.
would be on the cabinets,
Love it.
also on your counters,
Ooh, fun.
which would be pretty because everything is kind of the same.
Maybe put it up against the black. Maybe that'll help it because on the video, it isn't showing up as a color.
Yeah, well, it's basically the countertop color
Yeah, it's a very
Plus-
soft
with a
beige.
hint of yellow, just because I know you like the warm undertones. So now, as far as on the base cabinet, this color,
Great.
I was saying that would be even, but this color
Yeah.
is good.
Either one. What do you think's the best anchor for that against that floor?
Either one, really. One concern Dan had is that sometimes it feels darker when it's underneath, and so in that case, you could certainly do that. And then for your wall color, the industrial steel,
Okay.
which would
That's
be really pretty. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
See how pretty that is? Because that's what it's going to be against.
Yeah. Good point.
You know, so that's just really pretty.
Sounds
so what
great.
I'm going to do, because I don't need this back. I've had
Okay.
these colors forever. So this is
Since
going
Dan
to
marked
be.
it already.
No, really, it's
Did
fine.
you?
I have so many. I have pink colors coming out of my ears. This is cabinet.
Okay.
And now, when you contact the Cuckoo's Nest,
Yes.
they might have obviously they're going to have their own paint swatches, but this is what they're matching, and they'll be able to do that.
Great.
They'll pick a Sherwin-Williams, which is an excellent paint.
Yeah, that's all I use.
Yeah, and so, but they can match anything.
Okay.
So then this is going to be your wall color.
Okay.
And again, you could even bring this to a place.
Linda's
and
jumped on. Hey, Linda. Debbie, hey.
And then either one
Kelly,
of these
hey.
two. Is that our Kelly?
I think it's the Kelly you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wheeler?
Kelly
Hi,
Wheeler.
Kelly.
Hi, Kelly
Kelly
Wheeler.
Wheeler.
Yeah. Okay, and then
friend.
this is going to
Our
be
friend.
big,
Say hey to Scott for me.
cabinet. No, what is this? Island. I was
Island.
like, what is this
Yeah.
called? Island base. Okay. Cool.
Great.
Do you have a
Either one of
sticky?
those. Yeah.
Perfect. You can just put that sticky on there so it doesn't get unstuck.
Very good.
So here's my other.
I have a question. Trim.
Yes.
The chair rail and the windows with
White.
the blue. White. Gotcha.
Just your
Would
white.
you do cream or white?
No, I would do white.
Okay.
And whatever, because you've got your cream that's going to be in the kitchen, so
Yeah.
you want there to be some contrast.
Okay.
So you want to do a pretty white. It doesn't have to be a blue white. It can be, let me find our white. I'll tell
Not
you.
like the bright whites they have.
Right, it doesn't have to be obnoxious white. It just has to be more of a,
With some gloss, right?
Yeah.
yeah, you want to do a gloss because
Okay.
it's much easier to wipe. I think I might be able to find just plain old white.
That's
So-
gonna be fun painting over the maroon,
Oh, yeah.
Where's- oh, this is maroon.
whatever that color is.
Yeah, that's going to be
I'm
real
gonna turn on my light so it'll show up better.
You might have to,
There we go.
if
I have
that's,
to prime it.
or you might even have to sand it down a little bit so that it takes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's maroon exactly. But it's like I think it's supposed to be brown, but it does have a red hue to
It
it.
depends on how you're looking at it.
Yeah. Wow.
Loving any of these white.
Yeah, that'll take a couple of coats.
The valley is not bad, but that's not white enough.
Okay. Whiter than Lily.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll have to go through and just
That's
pick
fine.
out some whites. I can always stop over again.
Isn't it amazing how many different whites there are?
There are a gazillion whites.
Like white's not just white. There's like 1,000 of them.
See, yeah, I
White
have
is
my
not white.
whites.
And I can't really tell the difference until I put them up against each other. Then you can see, oh, that white is different than that white.
You know,
I'm the same.
your white, just your plain white at Home Depot is different than
Totally.
Lowe's white.
Okay, so let me just look at a pure white, which is not totally okay. A pure white's pretty.
Okay.
Do you see how it still has
Yeah.
some So you're gonna hold it with the cabinet color.
Yeah, that's good.
Isn't that nice? It's just, it's crisp,
It is.
but it's not
so
cold. That's why whites can be tricky because sometimes they can turn cold, they can turn yellow, which you
Yeah.
don't want either for what our purpose is
Okay.
right now. So I'll write that down. So cabinet is going to be,
Who's the artist?
Oh, there's a few here. Kendall, that's Sophie, our youngest.
Okay, very nice.
She just did that. Do you know who that is?
We'll test your Hollywood stars.
Yeah.
Trivia.
Old actress, correct? Who is it that Tyler likes? Her
Oh.
son?
gosh, yes.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yes. Oh, golly. Why can't I think of her name?
Oh my goodness.
Audrey Hepburn.
There you go.
Oh, that's pretty. That's good. That's like.
She was cueing me. You can tell she's a homeschooler.
That's right. I might give you the answer, but I give you a prompt.
That worked. That worked.
So that's
Oh,
like
goodness.
that's 3 out of 4 times.
Somebody's figured out who it is.
She's
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah,
she's
very good.
really talented.
Yeah.
She was proud of
So
that.
trim color is going to be pure white.
It took a few weeks, but she did it.
Yeah, that is cool.
She just started
White.
3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's all with pencil, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Has she gotten brave to use like a black ink pen or anything like that? You know, the almost like the quill
No.
kind.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
not yet.
No.
Right. She has some. I haven't seen her start to work with them yet.
No, but she's done a lot with acrylic paints. She's worked a lot with
Yeah,
those.
that's very cool.
She has fun with that stuff.
What kind of handles would you do on those little doors? Those little French
How do you
doors?
like the
On these doors here?
Or do you like the circles?
I don't mind that either.
Okay, because I'm just trying to keep you all on the same.
You know what I mean? Old,
With that.
just dated. Like these little guys.
Are the doors ever actually closed?
Or
Believe it or not, yes.
Are they? Okay.
At night,
just as another.
if we come in here to watch TV, we'll close them off. The girls are upstairs, but just to cut down on some of the noise.
I don't know if I've ever seen handles quit like that before.
I think the gentleman who lives here made them.
I think you made them too,
okay.
probably, right?
Crisp is
Because
better.
they're like little half doors. They're really not actually
Right.
even a full French door
Yeah.
size. But
Well, what's the end result style that you guys are aiming for? Like a traditional or
I was
or a Tuscany or a country? Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, you're not sure? Okay.
I know. I really should.
Because to me, those kinds of questions, those finishing touches sometimes, yeah,
So I
like
should
the
probably-
style will dictate. It seems to me. At least that's what I've noticed when Dina's making recommendations.
All right, that's a great point. I should probably, before heading into finishing touches and things like that, figure out what style I
Yeah.
like.
Like I've
Just as
noticed,
a
like she'll
overarch.
mention if somebody wants a contemporary style, that she's going to go with something with lots of lines, like a square handle, that sort of thing. And if they want something more traditional.
Which is
For a while.
right. So if you make the investment, it's definitely that.
Gotcha.
Oh, Danny is now on.
Hi, our daughter.
Oh, sweet.
We've had a couple of spots where it's given me a message saying that we had a low network connection and we were recording. So I'm wondering if we've had some gaps in the live.
Do you want to jump on our
But-
Wi-Fi?
I don't know if I can in the middle of the process. So if anybody's
We are
watching
not.
and you're having some problems watching, let me know.
We're not good with that. Okay, let me just check one other thing with our grays. What other? Ooh, there's some grays. I'm just curious to see if we can get on the same.
With that.
Yeah.
So we like that more than the powder horn.
Now,
Sure.
these
For
are
the
colors all
cabinet?
for this kitchen, correct?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
beautiful.
This is pretty.
Oh, I
This
do
is pretty
too.
outrageous.
Oh, I like that a lot.
What do you think of that?
That's
Cabinet
great.
base. That's stunning.
How is that on my floor,
That's
Dina?
lighter than.
Against my floor.
It's in between the two, which is what I love.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I mean that's not that far off,
No,
and it's lighter.
It
than
it's
that.
lighter than that. I think
that
that.
looks really
Try
good
that
with
on the
that.
floor.
Yeah, I'll come over there with you.
All right.
Let's look.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I like that.
pretty.
Is it?
It's pretty. Do you like it? Do you want to come see?
I'm good.
It's just, it has a little bit more depth to it than the other. It has a little bit more like a blue gray. Is that too blue for you?
I think it's too
Too blue? Okay.
too much.
Too much. Too much. Okay.
It's better this than
All right. So the other was, all right, let me do this.
Incidentally, I think we're probably at the
This is the green.
like 45 mark.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Wow. We're
yeah,
like-
if I'm not mistaken, I think that's how long we've been going. So we're gonna want to
how does that feel to you?
Let's look at that one down.
maybe at least touch on some of the other pieces of the project.
Sure.
Yep, and we'll come back to this.
Yeah, I mean that's not.
That's too light.
Is that close to that?
For the wall color? No, it's actually closer to that one.
I'd say it's lighter than that.
Uh-huh.
That looks more like that.
Yeah.
The darker one.
How does that look with the floor?
The lights kind of funky over there.
Oh, that's actually nice.
Oh, wow.
And then what about monorail silver for the wall color?
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
And then you've got this for your cabinet.
Yeah, I mean they all look good together.
Yeah.
All right, looks like Pam
Okay.
jumped down and gave us a like. This isn't showing me all the likes we might have gotten. I think we might have some other
Okay,
likes.
so let's leave
Facebook
that.
keeps changing their interface. So I
We'll
don't know.
kind of leave it and then we'll come back to it because sometimes
Yeah.
you have to
Great.
That's
have
fine.
some little bit distance from it, so we'll just kind of leave them
Leave
out
those out.
and we'll come out. All right, so let's go into some other areas.
Can
This
we
way.
go?
Yes, you can wherever
We're
you
gonna
want.
go in the family room, but
We'll
can
follow
we?
you.
Can we
Yep.
come down the front hallway because when you come in the front of the house,
Uh-huh.
like in the front door, oh, I took the curtains.
I love
You
it.
like that? Okay.
Doesn't that look so much
Yeah.
better? Oh, wow. So there were curtains on these two center windows in their hallway, and I said it's closing in your hallway. If you just lose the curtains altogether, it'll just be a good, easy transition because you want this to almost be void of anything because it is a
Yeah,
transition
it's just a
between.
pass through. Yeah.
It's a pass through. So anyway, that looks great.
So the
Uh-huh.
when we talk about paints or in this room,
Uh-huh.
the family room, like you do keep the kitchen in mind, or is this kind of its own room and you don't worry about color?
Lots of gold accents.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever you're going to do in here,
Yeah.
you have an option of stopping it here, picking a different color that goes into the hallway. My first
Okay.
option is to not do that and keep everything the same and then bring it down.
Sure.
Now,
I like
one
it.
other thing you can do, which it looks like they've already done, is picked a different color for just the
Right.
fireplace.
Oh yeah.
What would be stunning
Oh,
I'm really
tell me.
spending your money
I
now.
like stunning.
is to bring stone.
That would be really cool.
That would be gorgeous.
Put it
Oh
all the
my
way
gosh!
up.
And
All the
then
way
that becomes your focal point is the fireplace, which it is.
Yeah, particularly with the wood beam showing in the ceiling, it would have like a
That
lodge
would
feel.
Be like
Mhm.
to die for, gorgeous. So that's my first choice
Okay.
recommendation when you win the lottery. That's what you're.
Do stone.
I would do stone all the way up, and that would be absolutely beautiful.
Do you leave the brick? Or do
I
you
would actually leave the brick
Okay.
because I think the brick looks pretty.
too.
I have no problem. I think the brick is actually beautiful. I would just stone from here up.
Yeah, it's not your typical brick. It's,
No, it's
How about the
beautiful.
sides?
You don't have to do the side if you want to save money. If you have enough money to do the side, that would be really pretty, but you don't have to. You
Okay.
absolutely don't have to. And you can even bring, some of the stone down to kind of frame it, so then this really stands out, the mantle
Mhm.
stands out. That would be pretty. And they've got all sorts of different stone. I'm not thinking the linear stack. I want the round, different odd shapes because that's
Right.
more of your
And you
colonial.
that's what you find around here anyway.
Right, and it's more traditional as opposed
Yeah.
to that's more of a contemporary look.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, so color-wise,
Yeah.
I love that you've got the beams.
Yep.
So we want to highlight that. So here's two options. You can pick whatever color we're going to do here, bring it onto the ceiling, but just do a shade lighter.
Okay.
So that your eye continues up, you really showcase your beams. You don't have a break in with the white ceiling. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I like it.
Okay. So, but then your eye is transitioning up, and it feels like it's the same color, but it gets brighter, which then draws your eye up to the beams because you've just picked a shade lighter.
Okay.
It'll make the
Okay.
ceiling seem even higher than
It'll
it
make
is.
it'll really kind of bring that grandiose type of a feeling to the space.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Another thing that again is more of an updated thing is to not do a different color from your chair rail down.
Yeah, I don't like that. Either.
Okay, so keep your chair rail. I think it's beautiful. It's very traditional. It's kind of the look. But whatever color you're gonna do it everywhere. Just do your crisp white chair rail. Or the other thing you could do is keep your chair rail the same color as your walls, and then all you have is the visual interest of another dimension, but not the
That'd
color.
be even easier.
And that would be even easier. And actually, it looks stunning. And that's that continual, and then that really makes your beams pop because then you've got nothing breaking the eye when you're going up and around.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's great. And that's actually the best option. But some people love to show off their chair rail, and I'm fine
Yeah.
with that. But the best option is to keep everything the one color, do one shade lighter of the same color, but on your ceiling.
So you had talked. I think I shared with you. We need a bigger rug. This is our rug from our old
Yep.
house. So a larger rug.
Yep.
Colors or style.
A round
Oh,
ottoman would be pretty.
Round ottoman.
That would be gorgeous there.
This
Yep.
is one. Keep that one.
And if you want, you can put it in between or put it in front of the fireplace, whatever.
Okay.
As far as, but a nice round ottoman, and that becomes the anchor of the sitting area.
This is going on the wall tomorrow or
Fantastic!
Monday. They're
Okay,
gonna
so
mount
this
it.
piece can go away, which is
Yeah.
great.
Do you like that?
I
It'll
do
be
like
gone.
that idea. I love that you moved the piece from the walkway.
Yes. You
Fantastic.
Okay.
So this piece right here, Troy and Facebook Livers, thank you for watching Decorating Date Night, was on that side of the doorway. And I said, you don't ever want to put a piece of furniture right in an entryway because you're blocking off somebody from it. It totally says, you're not welcome in this room. But when you moved it there, it draws them into the room.
Okay.
So that's great. You
Great.
created better balance. So that looks good.
And I loved your suggestion about doing 2 chairs over there and
Right.
just like losing that piece or
Yes.
having it somewhere else
Right.
in the house with,
Yep.
with a little table
Yep.
and
Yep.
to move this light.
Yep. Over
Dinner
there.
sharing, do like a 3-point light.
Mm-hmm.
Add light mixture here.
Yep.
So that I told you that, and then maybe have a little sitting area there.
Yep.
And game
Yeah, it becomes like your game table, or you can do like snacks over there.
Right.
with
Which is
fabric,
with-
something
yes.
nice and
Yep, that would be great. So on the way, I was telling them we were driving over that you had your balances and that it was totally outdating the space. So this is the room,
Which I
Dan.
wanted to get rid of.
That's what I
before
was
we did.
saying. So,
I know.
but how much better does that look?
Way better.
Everything.
It's perfect.
It's great.
Looks so
I still need to
much
get-
better.
Those off over there.
The
Yes.
end pieces, yeah, we need to just
totally. Yep. And to be honest, you don't even need to have anything on that at all. If you want to, it's fine. I have no problem with that, but you don't have to have anything because it's a door. You don't have to treat it like the windows.
Right.
You have the option of either or. You
Okay.
certainly can if you want to add that warmth, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Great.
that looks great. Really, really good. And you brought this closer, which is nice.
Yeah,
You created
hopefully.
Yeah,
Nice.
it might even got moved
Did
back.
it get moved back today, or is it?
No,
am I good?
it's actually pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you're good.
To
you're good.
come closer.
Come
yeah,
closer.
it is. It
Yep.
is good. It
That's
feels
good.
close.
All right, so what else do we need to talk about? And then when we're done with Facebook Live, we'll pick out colors.
That
still.
sounds good. Would you, or the lighting?
How about the
gray-
shelving? Would you paint that a different color?
Um,
Because it is a different.
yeah, I
It's
would.
trim.
I would, in order to,
What
whatever
about-
stone you're gonna do, if
I
you
was
decide to
saying
do a stone.
whatever the colors of.
Oh, in the kitchen? As far
Somehow bring that color.
Oh no.
you could bring the
no,
gray,
not the. I was thinking of the gray.
the dark gray that's on the cabinet.
maybe not the dark gray, but
You absolutely could do that. And then do a beige on the walls, like, or the linen color. That would be pretty.
yeah, like you said, my biggest concern is because it continues all the way around.
Right,
So the color, whatever you pick here,
right.
Hush,
that would make.
hush. There's nobody
That's
down
a decision.
there. It's the girls.
You know what would be really pretty
It's just
is
the
if you
girls,
did the
Something got your attention?
cabinet color
Come here, Booker.
on the walls in here, and then just a little bit lighter on the ceiling. So the really pretty cabinet color
So it
that.
ties in.
I like
So
that.
it ties in exactly. So
Yeah.
it ties in. You're bringing your kitchen space then into your color wise.
To create.
And we can bring that all the way,
I like
Oh,
that.
absolutely,
all the way around.
absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Where would you cut it off in the kitchen? You know how kind of in the kitchen you have the
Well, the gray's going to be on the wall in the kitchen. I'm talking about the cabinet color.
right, but where would you? Do you know how it's? You know how the kitchen kind of connects to the hall.
Oh, I see. On that side.
Yeah.
I gotcha. We'll go over there and we'll
Okay.
look. I'll have to. Yeah, once I'm in the space, I can see.
So the cabinet color on the bookcases and the fireplace.
Well,
So
I want
you
that
just
on
want
the
it
wall. I want
on
the
the wall.
cabinet color
Yeah.
on the wall.
I gotcha.
The bookcases and the fireplace. The first idea, of course, is to do the stone, and you're going to do a stone that's going to have some grays. So then, whatever grays in the stone, I would pick, which would then still go with your kitchen, and with the linen, the white color,
Okay.
and bring that onto the bookcases, which would
Okay.
be pretty. That would be really
Would
pretty.
you
What?
do a red or a
No.
maroon or a
No.
Just curious.
It's going to be dated
It's gonna be.
in no
It's gonna
time at
take
all.
away from your.
Okay.
And not only that, it would be too much with your furniture.
Okay.
It'd be like, oh, she really likes
She
that.
wants to buy new furniture, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I do, but you know.
Yeah, yeah, I'll help you with that. I would
Okay,
love
but
to shop
do
for
you-
furniture. Oh gosh, that's my love.
Is it?
Honey,
Okay.
do I love to buy sofas and couches and chairs? He's
Yeah.
ignoring me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh
As
yeah,
long
she
as it's not
does.
my money. So I have one more question in here.
Yes,
Do you like?
the transiums, they don't bother me.
Would
I
it
don't
look
love
better
them.
without them?
Oh my gosh, you're really talking construction. Yes.
No.
Oh.
No, I just mean taking.
Yes, it would.
Taking the
The
frame-
grids out?
The grids out.
Yes. Yes. Totally.
So then do we have to take out all of
No.
No. Because what that's doing, well, you tell me, what is that doing for you?
I just look straight at those every time I look
Exactly.
out there.
And you don't, and so it's taking away from your beams, which is actually the beauty of this room is the architectural beams. Your eye goes, oh, and it stops there instead of looking all the way up. So then you get stuck there.
And even
Remember
when I look
we talked
outside,
about that?
Mhm.
You see
they
it.
get yeah.
They
It's
get
like
in the way.
I gotta
Yeah, are those easy to, do they just pop
Yeah.
out?
pop
Oh.
out.
Now, yep. Like,
Yeah.
We could do it right now.
Totally, absolutely.
They're just, it's kind of like a metal magnet
Okay.
on each little point.
It just opens it.
I
Right.
thought you meant take this
No.
completely up and then just, I was like, well, yeah, if you
Yeah,
want to do
that'll
a
make
big
the room feel
grand,
bigger too.
grand
Because that
window,
has a
that
chance to
would
make
be
it feel more
gorgeous.
closed in, I
Does
think.
it?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. It would totally make
Full,
the room.
every full moon comes straight through that window.
Is that right? Oh wow, that must be amazing. Are you gonna take it out now?
We'll try.
It's
Katie
a
in action.
Oh, can you
Be
reach?
careful,
That's
don't hurt yourself.
oh,
Look at that.
that.
Oh, what a difference.
Is that right?
Well, decorating date night just turned to an
Come
action
on.
adventure.
Well, last time we were standing on chairs, taking curtains down. That
You said
is
one?
Yeah.
And that one's
so
kind of broken over there.
much better.
that
So
right?
much better.
Yeah, this one's
So
falling.
much better. So here's one other place I would do it
Yeah.
is actually on your door.
Oh yeah.
Just the door. You don't have to do it on
Look
the
at
side transoms, but I would do it on the door itself.
Okay.
Take them off the door.
Just the door, not the side
Not the
ones.
side.
Just the door.
Gotcha.
I
That's
don't
just
do those pop out or is
Oh,
that
no, I have no idea. if
Oh,
they're
you
inside.
know what?
in, or they're part of the door or something.
that's part of it?
Hey, I can burn these.
That's not gonna happen. That's part of the door.
We'll be in the door.
Oh shucks.
That's all right.
Okay.
That's alright. I want in the door anyways.
Do you?
It's not much.
Okay, so find one that is, again, so you
Well,
can
yeah.
look out, and you're not blocked by this, the
Right.
crisscrossy things.
Gotcha.
That is so much better.
Is it really? Wow, that's great.
So much
You
better.
love it.
I love it. Yeah.
That looks fantastic. Yeah, good call. That was great. Really good. Okay, cool. All right, so what else
Guess for these
do we
guys.
need to?
in the
Trash
trash.
already? Oh, are they wood? Can you burn that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I thought it was plastic. Excellent.
Well, the next
Not
project
this
is
fireplace.
once we
Okay.
have
Yeah,
the
outside.
bedroom
Yes.
done, we'll have you come back and,
And we'll
let's
do
do
that.
that side
We'll
of the
do
house.
another decorating date night
Yeah.
episode.
Alice and Lisa jumped in, and I think I didn't look at the clock when we started, but it's got to be at least an hour
Okay,
now,
so let's
right?
kind of do a wrap up. We'll go into the kitchen. We talked about the different colors. We're going to bring the kitchen color that we're doing on the cabinets in here on the wall. And then we're going to bring it all the way down here as well. And everything's going to be the same color, the top, bottom, and the chair rail,
Okay.
which will be beautiful. You're going to think I'm crazy, but you may want to change your door color to that
Yeah.
beautiful gray that we're doing on the base cabinet in the
This
kitchen.
would actually match probably our,
That's a great
you know, the
idea.
color that's out there on the
No, I don't. I was thinking it would be.
on the.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. the
It's not
shutter.
the same color, but
Not
it's
the same, but it's close.
Similar.
it's close. So that, and actually, you don't want it to be the exact same
Okay.
color. That would be pretty, very
Gotcha.
pretty. Yeah. Okay, that's easy enough.
Sorry, Troy.
Hi. Okay. So that
We're
color,
back.
the linen color, is going to go. I know what you're saying now. It's going to stop here.
Okay.
The linen is going to stop here.
Right there, and then
This is all the linen.
All
The
the linen.
I'm sorry. All the cabinet color is here. It
Right.
stops here. Your gray picks up here,
okay.
and then it
Gotcha.
picks up there.
And then here.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
This is your cream color.
Okay.
Okay. So gray, gray.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. And now, actually, what I can do is with a pencil, I can even write on the wall, because you can just erase that. Okay. So how we
Sure.
typically end our decorating date nights is we all come in for a selfie.
Oh, fun.
So and then we'll go on with our
This side or
whatever you want to do.
Electronic
Here,
record
let
by
me.
Troy.
Hold on a second. Let's see if we can get in. Are we
Yeah.
getting in?
Ready?
There we
Thanks
go.
for watching Decorating Date Night. See ya.
Bye.